This is practically the same building, I think. Or close. I'm not totally wrong on what I'm doing here, right? Yeah, Michelle Walters. She's probably up in here. I believe so. And if you believe in me, I'll believe in you. Maybe a little higher. I wonder if I could have made that jump. I probably couldn't have jumped. Probably could not have jumped that ladder. Would have felt good though. I don't know why I'm being so stealthy. I'm literally entering a completely legal and open access apartment building. I guess that said, that one random. I've repeatedly been attacked for walking into the wrong alley at the wrong time. That's a thing that absolutely happens. Although I usually should know in advance about that before I be stupid about it. Hi. Don't mind me, just welcoming myself into your unlocked apartment. You probably shouldn't leave your apartment unlocked in Detroit. Hi.
Did I leave my door open? Wait, you're not from Rolling Mills. You're too handsome to be from Rolling Mills.
No, I'm not. Mrs. Michelle Walters, is it? My name's Adam Jensen.
No, you much too old to be him. You must be from Rolling Mills. And please, it's Miss Walters.
Brent Radford sent me. Do you remember him? He's a detective.
Yes, lovely gentleman. He still has my photos of Adam when he was a baby. Oh, could you be a dear and fetch them for me? I forgot who has them, though.
Well, seems like I might have walked... So she knew me when I was a baby, if she knows my name. This'll be interesting.
Are these the photographs?
Oh, yes. Thank you. I haven't seen Adam Jensen in such a long time. Forever, it seems. Such a happy baby.
Miss Walters, can you tell me about the boy in those photos?
The boy in those photos? Adam. Tragic, really, what happened to his parents. His real parents.
His real parents?
They died in that fire. Horrible, really. I was there. At least those other cribs were empty. I only had to save Adam.
Mrs. Walters, I really need you to focus. What are you talking about?
Why, I already told that nice detective all this already. About the experiments and the fire at White Helix Labs. We knew Adam was special. That's why his parents started the fire, so they didn't do the same thing to the next batch of babies.
So Adam's real parents were trying to protect him. But from what?
Why, from the conspiracy, of course. But I've said too much. Would you be a dear now and go fetch my dinner?
Miss Walters, please. I know it was a while ago, and remembering all the details might be hard, but do you think you can try and focus for a minute? What did you tell the detective?
Well, Mr. Radford and I spoke about many things. But don't you have meals to deliver? And where is my dinner?
Well, this isn't quite working, is it? Either we never got a personality type, or it didn't come up. I mean, it either never happened, or I didn't notice it. Admittedly, I don't always stare at the corner of the screen the entire conversation, because I like to look at the characters and the dialogue and read it and stuff, so on. Appease, charm, and pressure. Do I want to charm, appease, or pressure? Let's just try to charm her. Yeah? Yeah? She doesn't seem low self-esteem. Let's try to appeal to her. Maybe. I hope.
I would love to hear more about the boy in those photographs.
Such a polite and handsome young man. It'll be my pleasure. The boy in the photo, Adam. Jensen was never really his last name, you know. We only gave that to him after the fire.
Fire?
At White Helix Lab. That's where Adam's real parents worked. At least I think they were his parents. All those babies, the gene therapy they went through, but Adam, Adam was special.
Special? How?
He survived what they did to those babies. He was one of a kind. Then, when we heard they were going to use him to inoculate the next batch of infants,
Wait, what were they doing to the babies?
wish I could remember. I was just part of a nursing staff. But Adam's parents, they started the fire. Yes, I remember that. They asked me to hide Adam. Then they started the fire. Poor things. They never got out in time.
So they started a fire at White Helix Labs. And you hid me.
No, not you, dear. Adam Jensen. Or at least I think that was his name. Well, I gave him to the Jensens to raise. They were a lovely couple.
Miss Walters, my Adam's real parents, who were they?
I'm sorry. What were we talking about? Oh, when are them Rolling Mills people gonna get here with my dinner?
Miss Walters, please. I know it was a while ago, and remembering all the details might be hard, but do you think you can try and focus for a minute? What did you tell the detective?
Well, Mr. Radford and I spoke about many, many things. But don't you have meals to deliver? And where is my dinner?
Thank you for your time, Miss Walters.
Oh, before I forget, if you see Adam, could you please give him this? It's for all the birthdays and Christmases I've missed. I've been saving them.
I'll make sure he gets it.
Thank you, dear. Why, he must be 12 or 13 by now. Make sure he gets something nice.
Oh, it's credits. I almost feel bad. I kind of thought it would just be like some sort of weird gift or something. Where are her meals? Did she just forget them? That would just be picking up the fridge, not opening it. She gonna freak out if I go in here? She doesn't seem phased. Alright. Looking for personal details that might help me, or an object. Everyone has weirdly, creepily impersonal houses in this game. No one seems to customize stuff or hang up any decorations or photos or anything. It's weird. Everyone has the exact same shelving unit. It's weirding me out. Am I not going to get anything else out of her? I don't see how to get their meals. I thought that maybe because she's so fixated on those meals that if I played the part, it would clear that part from her mind. She wouldn't be constantly distracted by it, and then maybe she'd move on to something else, but I don't think that's happening right now. Even the game thinks that we're out of coherent details. Maybe as I'm leaving, she'll suddenly realize who I am. Guess that's all we're getting out of here.
Pritchard, I need you to assign a temporary security detail to an apartment on Brooklyn Court until I can figure out a more permanent solution. The woman's name is Walters, Michelle Walters.
Security detail? What the hell, Jensen? Who is this woman?
She's family, but she's vulnerable. I'll explain later. Just do this for me, please. And not a word to Sarif. Can I trust you on this, Pritchard?
Christ, Jensen. All right. I'll do it. But there better be a damn good reason for this.
There is. I'll fill you in next time I see you. But right now I need to get back to work. And Pritchard, thanks.
Yeah.
You gotta love that safe fall animation, right? Alright, so he's keeping an eye on her, trying to protect her. Because if anything goes wrong, she could be gone just out of nowhere without us finding out what's going on along the way. I guess all we have to follow up on now is this Isaiah situation. 6 months ago, Dr. Isaiah Sandoval helped Megan's kidnappers escape. Sandoval's boss, Bill Taggart, is giving a speech at Detroit Convention Center right now. If Sandoval isn't with him, chances are he'll know where I can find him. That's back where we were before this little detour happened. It's so spacious now. So I sold off the revolver and machine pistol stuff again. Now the pistol has a few more upgrades. I think I got reload speed, damage output, and ammo capacity off the store over here. Because dude's selling all 3 of them. And that's, I don't think I can buy any more skill points that soon, so I think that's a decent investment. Although, we'll see, maybe in future boss fights I don't have to use my gun at all, judging by how the last one went. Alright, right back to where I was before I was getting that call, indicating that I should probably go back to pick up on that little side quest. Or the convention center where Taggart's supposed to be giving a speech. In some indirect ways, kind of responsible for a lot of this conflict going on here. Not super responsible, but he's kind of drumming up the masses in a violent time.
Third time this escalator has broken down this week.
You think they would actually work and not just sit there looking good. Damn budget cuts.
Tell me about it. Now with all the damage out there, I doubt we're gonna see any increase in funding anytime soon.
Looks like the only thing escalating are those damn riots. This whole city is going to shit.
Holy shit, those two voice actors. I was not ready for the two most, like, stereotypical racial voices ever. That was like the guy from Boondocks right there. In fact, they both sounded like Boondocks characters. Hello? Who are you? Just some guy? Wow. Scattered all about. People really wanted their pamphlets. Ow, why? Stop. Pain. Ah. Why must you pain me? This base floor is extensive.
Throwing firebombs.
She wants us to know she saw someone throwing firebombs. What's this?
Bill is really changing the world for the better.
Or changing it back to what it used to be. To before these people started poisoning their bodies. Or to use his words, their divine engines.
See, I have no problem with amputees wanting to get augmentations.
Especially our soldiers. That's the least they deserve after defending our country. Like Taggart's patient Ezekiel.
Right. And what happened to Ezekiel? He got himself a new limb that sent him into a spiral of despair because of the drugs. Essentially, what Bill Taggart is asking is, do we really want to have a world filled with addicts being forced to pay exorbitant amounts of money to a bunch of corporate neuropozyne pushers?
I just don't get why certain people have this loony idea that augmentations will make the world better.
Well, as you can see by what's going on out there, they have a lot of work to do to convince the world.
And there we have a classic circle jerk of two people that are completely like-minded, acting like they're having a debate, but really they're just reinforcing their own beliefs by not challenging them. And it's equal mixture of both good points and lunacy. And the point where like, oh yeah, we don't want to have a world full of drug addicts, because that's kind of what happens when you have the neuropozyne situation. But at the same time, they're calling the normal human body their divine engine. It's like now you're just you're taking things beyond now, and now it's just not just points, but you're like assigning implicit, non-tangible value to things, and that starts getting crazy.
Really what you want? With fear! He's already started! Look outside! In our streets! Who do you think whipped up that frenzy? And I don't blame them. I blame people like Taggart. People who are constantly trying to divide us by our differences instead of uniting us by our similarities. Listen, I've been a victim of this anti-aug backlash. I was attacked simply for having been to a limb clinic by people who were not augmented, people with an axe to grind. And do you know who saved me?
There's still
an augmented man, a stranger. So you tell me where the real danger comes from.
Agreed. He loves to claim over and over again what a peaceful organization
The Humanity
Front
Front
is.
is just
But just
that.
look outside.
A front.
In a non-direct
A
way,
front
he's
for
promoting this kind of
hate-mongering
reaction.
And
Well, there have always been nuts
William
like Taggart
Taggart's
trying to
irrational
stop
need
human
to keep us
progress.
in the dark ages.
By the end of the day, the human need to explore
I'm
always
not
wins
here to
out.
tell you that
He'll be a
augmentations
relic
will
in no
make the
time.
world a better
I
place.
hope you're right.
I'm here
I'm just wondering
to
when
stand up
Hugh
for my
Darrow
right
is going to
choose.
come out of his shell and take a position. It seems like this whole resolution is on hold until he speaks up.
When Hugh Darrow discovered the secret of augmentations, he gave us the chance to better ourselves, to reach for limits that we couldn't even imagine before.
This is fascinating to watch happen. I don't think I've ever seen this happen in a video game where controversy happens in the world and then everyone's reacting to the controversy organically around you with equal measure of people. Like, there's the circle jerks of the people that just talk to people who agree with them. There's people who are prophesizing to people around them but don't. And some of them seem to just be emotional, while some of them seem to have agendas, and everyone has a different stance they're coming from and a different reason why they're saying what they're saying and stuff like that. Like this, and it's not just happening in like a forced dialogue that where someone talks to you one-on-one Mass Effect style and you're locked into staring lovingly into their eyes. It's like it's just happening in the world around you as you explore. Different thoughts and different concepts are being thrown around all around you, and the voice acting's iffy and the animation's iffy and all that other stuff. Especially like even a little dated for when the game came out. It was already dated a bit. But the concept hasn't really been implemented in this way in any other game that I can think of. Not voice acted and in an explorable 3D world. In any like it's the type of stuff you expect to see in like one of those walking simulator adventure games rather than like the middle of your action RPG.
You don't have to get uppity just because I don't agree with you, miss.
I'm not getting hot. It just frustrates me how some of you pro-humanists act so superior. Like you have all the answers to every ethical question ever posed.
Well, who are you to think you can just turn yourself into robots, abuse drugs, and then think you can function freely in our society?
You and that asshole Taggart? Just try to take away my freedom and see what happens.
Yep, we're getting the full spectrum. Like for the humanists, you get the people who are concerned about what impact. You have the crazy people like that guy that are more like, how dare you augment your body and act like you get to still be a part of our society, and like that's not a reasonable stance to take. But then you have the other people that are like pointing out the idea of like, yeah, we're creating drug addicts throughout our entire society because of how augmentation works. Which is a specific modifier they were really clever to put in there to make just a further muddy the waters. I think that's the front door down there with the broken escalator. Yep, we did the full loop. Double hinge doors! Video games are weird. Alright, let's get in there. Let's get right on in there. These are all just normal civilians, yep.
Hostile at disposal.
Yep. Backstage area is completely blocked off. Even the janitor can't get back there now.
What about the air vents?
You're kidding, right? Have you seen the size of those vents? You expect a contortionist or midget is going to try to assassinate Taggart?
Don't get smart.
So what they're saying is that I can get into the backstage via air vents. Gotcha. Thank you. Hello? Bodyguard?
Watch it, sir. There are guards everywhere. Any attempt on Mr. Taggart will be met with deadly force.
Okay, that's a really weirdly suspicious and creepy thing to just randomly say to people. Just randomly tell them about how, like, if they do anything weird, I'm going to kill you. Just straight up, bro. Alright. Anything else around here? Any people hanging around? Camera? Does camera get mad at you if you walk by? Hi, camera. It probably just reacts to me walking behind that gate. Alrighty then. Bathroom. Anyone hiding out in the bathroom? What's that? Humanity Front. Apparently that's their silent protest as they throw it on the bathroom floor to show you what they really think. Take that, Taggart. Which bathroom's which? Oh, that's the female. That's the women's best restroom. No one freaked out at all. Whoops. Oh, there's a vent. Found it. Alright. Good to know. Any other details around here, though? Ooh. Such plentiful vents. Does this loop to the other vent over here? Sure does. So do I want to use the vent, or do I want to go somewhere else? I don't necessarily have a reason to sneak in yet, but if I want to get backstage to meet with Taggart one-on-one, we'll remember that as an option for later. It's over here. Well, that's not very effectively roped off. I guess it's just to guide people around. Let's go ahead and throw a save around. There we go. Let's get started.
Human evolution is a fantasy, but that is exactly what I am telling you. As a world...
Where's your sidekick, Taggart? 6 months ago, Seraph Industries was attacked by mercenaries whose objective was to cripple our research. But I've learned the attack was just a smokescreen. Megan Reed's team was kidnapped, and Isaiah Sandoval, your personal aide, was involved.
That is ridiculous. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for Mr. Jensen's intrusion, and I assure you that these accusations are without basis.
Are they?
This is Sandoval. Why are you calling me here?
There's been a change of plans. Serif's team must not make it to the hearing.
But that's too soon. If you want me to remove the GPLs, I'll need a full operating suite. Does the facility have one?
That's your man, Taggart, talking about removing implanted GPL devices so that the people who took Serif scientists could cover it up.
I see what's going on here. Serif Industries has received 2 black eyes in the last few days. The first, due to the shocking news coming out of Montreal that biotech companies are secretly participating in unethical super soldier experiments. And the second, as a result of their violent escalation of today's peaceful protest. David Serif and his corporate bedfellows are desperate and in imminent danger of losing the regulation vote, so this man has been sent here to attack my reputation.
I'm right here, Taggart. Look at me. I admit, I wouldn't feel bad if your reputation was damaged in front of the press, since you've been doing the same to my colleagues for years, but that's not why I'm here. Serif scientists are alive, and it's time for the truth to come out.
The truth, Mr. Jensen, is that this recording of yours proves nothing. It could have been made by anyone in the world with a grudge against Humanity Front, and you are our prime suspect.
So I need to... We're going by his description here. I need to go... don't give him any information because he'll exploit it. Confront every thing he says directly to show no weakness, and attack his character to make him cautious and destabilize him because he's very full of himself.
You're right, it's not enough to get a conviction. But it's enough for a search warrant. That's all I want, Taggart. Why are you standing in the way?
I'm not. I'm trying to protect... Look, Mr. Jensen. If you play that recording for the police, at best, they'll dismiss it. At worst, they'll tell you to seek counseling. So, why are you really here? We all know you suffered a terrible tragedy in the attack on Serif Industries. Why can't you put it behind you?
You're right. Picking up my life after that surgery was the hardest thing I've ever done. Hell, first time I saw myself in a mirror, I smashed the damn thing. But I've gotten past it, because I know that what I need to do to make things right is help the other victims of that attack.
If you can't help yourself, how do you expect to be able to help anyone else? What do you expect to gain here today, Mr. Jensen? Were you hoping that confronting me publicly like this would somehow restore your sense of control and enable you to look at yourself in the mirror again?
He's going after me now. There we go. I need to go after his... I need to discredit him, because confronting is not going to work here. Pheromones, shit. He's Omega, isn't he? I saw Omega and Alpha flash up, which doesn't help me. Omegas are susceptible to pressure. Alphas can be appeased. You don't want to appease this guy. Let's try pressure.
You know, Taggart, before I was forced to get augmented, I actually agreed with some of the things you say. Maybe my personal experience is clouding my judgment a little. So why don't we settle this right now, together? That reporter down there has a machine that can tell if my evidence is real. Why don't we just hand it over to him?
Your judgment is more than just a little clouded, Mr. Jensen. If you believe the equipment Picus Communications sends out with their field reporters is the same as what the FBI might use, or is this just a subtle attempt at scaring me into a public admission? I'm sorry, but I no longer have the patience for these stunts. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for this intrusion and suggest we pick things up later, after Mr. Jensen has removed himself from these premises.
I don't think that worked. I don't think that worked at all. Well. Everyone seems really casual about this whole thing. Not even like complaining about they didn't get their questions in or anything. Alright. Well, we're just gonna have to use those vents then, aren't we? We've got another way inside. I've got another way inside. That's the men's restroom. Ta-da. And in. Alright, well that didn't work out. I felt really confident the first time we ever did the dialogue thing, because I'm like, oh yeah, I nailed it every step of the way, and ever since then I'm like, I don't think I actually know what I'm doing. It's relatively infrequently used as a mechanic.
Any idea how long before the speech is over?
Not too long now. I'll escort Taggart backstage and you make sure nobody tries to sneak in.
I'll take a walk and make sure everyone else is in position.
Silly, it's already over. Silly. I ended it myself. That sure is a bathroom, I think. Actually, that looks like a storage room. Keep it in mind for later. I'm gonna want to take a look around here to see if there's an alternate way in. That might be better. There's more paths than I was expecting.
Don't you want to know what's going on out there?
Just can't watch these cowards with masks throwing rocks.
I believe in their cause, though. I don't feel like being a slave to a bunch of super soldiers in 5 years.
And there's the extra element that informs a lot of this is also fear. They talk about purity of body and stuff like that, but they're mostly just afraid that these people might arise against them and be more powerful than them. It's an arms race. Yeah, that's not a good one at all. Let's see what I know about the map around here. There's the bathroom. There's the meeting hall, I believe. Yeah. We're trying to get over here. Oops. Mixed up the up and down buttons a little bit. Alright, trying to go right in here. Let's check where it shows where my map is relative to there when I get over here. Now that we know there's 3 locations. This is literally the room I'm trying to land in, apparently. Good. Oh yeah, that's the phone I'm trying to use. Anyone gonna check on me? Or am I safe in here? Don't see a ton of arrows moving around right now. Oh, cred chips. Come on. There we go. I find it amusing that it's basically canonical that Adam Jensen's just like a dirty thief at all times. Can I use that? Hello. It's supposed to be security according to comments that keep telling me that the greenish ones are security terminals. May come in handy. So those aren't great. That's not a great situation. There's 2 enemy terminals relatively close by. Very high chance of being detected. A few nukes are here. I'll give it a shot. I don't have to get it on my first try after all. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Faster. There we go. I think we got it. There we go. Device unlocked. Alright. At the very least I can turn off some cameras. There we go. Both cameras are disabled. Don't know if that'll come up later, but it's good to just head that off now. The story... It's funny that the most important computers in this game are always the lowest security. It's because you have to be able to access them, obviously, in order to continue the game. And they don't want to block you off. I think the first Deus Ex might have actually been a little infamous for... It was either System Shock or Infamous. I mean, either System Shock or Deus Ex, or both, where building your character the wrong way could make the game literally impossible to proceed in. And I think they try to avoid that in this game for obvious reasons. Don't want to shock you, dude, but I think I made it first. Ooh, a lot going on here.
Seraph, Sandoval's in Detroit. Hold up in some apartment building on Grand River Road. I'm heading there now.
Alright. But Adam, try to do it a bit more discreetly this time. Athena's got her hands full, fending off reporters from your last stunning attempt at diplomacy.
It says, lay low. Sir, forgive me, but I will not be able to attend your speech this evening. I'm having something of a family emergency. Several of my brother's kids are getting out of control, and, well, I'm sure you can appreciate why I need to be available to them. If you need to reach me, I have retired to the apartment I usually use not far from the Chiron building in Grand River Road. All of this is unfortunate, but I take consolation in the fact that these sacrifices allow us to better do God's work. Sincerely, Isaiah. Your book changed my life. Go back to Utah, you fucking religious nut. Conversation was automatically saved to your inbox. Oh. I'm telling you again, we should wait until the vote. I understand the value of prudence to a point. This is a mistake. We have to act now. We have to secure this as soon as possible. Why? What happens if we get caught? We won't. There's confident and then there's presumptuous. I'm telling you, it's out of your hands. And I'm telling you, the population will listen. They're ready. This is a mistake. Urgent response needed. It's a business proposal. Yep. A lot going on there too. So, the hard part is, how do I get back out? Can I jump back up there? Didn't think so. So here's my new problem, is I need to get out of here without getting caught. Or we're in trouble. So I've kind of trapped myself in the middle of this place, and because of what I did, I took out no enemies. Oh. Take out this wall, I can take these stairs. All I have to do is cause public damage, no big deal, right? Seems like a better option than walking directly into the room that has all the guys in it. Unless somebody's standing right here.
Gotta trigger the alarm.
Nope. 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 Haha! Well, that's amazing. How's that for an escape? Holy shit, that's cool. How do I leave? That was the coolest goddamn escape ever. Just jump down the middle gap of the just jump straight down the middle gap of that type of building. Is he coming over here? Yeah, he is. Well, that's not good for me. Weapon drawn just in case. Turn around. Turn around. Okay. That works for me too. There's a dead end too, isn't it? Oh, there's the exit. I think. And we're clear. That was surprisingly clean. The jumping down the middle of the stairwell is amazing. I'm so happy there's a gap between the stairs.